To my good partner in deception, Reginald. While I was out on the town, lurking from bedchamber to bedchamber, I discovered a combination of exotics that allowed me to physically embody the dreams of my adolescence and become what they call a space assassin. And forthrightly, I have reason to believe that this build, if it were to fall into the eye of the common Crucible people, would allow them to not only have fun, but also be a nearly unstoppable and undetectable serial guardian killer of the likes of Dredge and Yor, which, as you of course are aware of, we must prevent at all costs. Fortunately, in regards to keeping this build under wraps, this build uses weapons and abilities that have fallen far outside of the graces of acceptance in the Crucible meta. The weapons I speak of course, are none other than the Rat King and the precision frame bow, Point of the Stag. You and I are well aware that the quick access sling mod on any bow allows for a faster weapon swap to second weapon than a man switching to veganism to score a date on Tinder. A mere headshot from Point of the Stag, followed by the absurdly fast swap to the Rat King, allows the wielder to outright win any engagement that would normally be reserved for fusion rifle fights. Put frankly, the build swap combo will assert dominance on over 70% of any gunfights, making even the most overzealous guardians into fuel for your super. What makes this situation more tragic for the common Crucible smooth brain is the fact this Stasis is getting an intense nerf from our friends at Bungie. This, of course, put light-based subclasses back on the menu, so running this build with the top tree Night Stalker is more viable now than it has ever been before. Amusingly, I've been using this build before the Stasis nerfs were even a twinkle in Joe Blackburn's eyes, and I have been able to defecate on the chests of even the most dedicated Stasis zealot with ease. Why, I can already hear the confused screams of my Stasis-crutching victims when I materialize out of what they assumed was a space only to have their eye sockets skewered by an arrow. Running the top tree Night Stalker with these weapons in combination with severely underappreciated Gemini jesters allow me to deny the awareness of anyone in the immediate area with ease. Whenever I see an enemy in the middle quadrants of my tracker, I can simply use the dodge to not only blind, but also remove the radar of my foes, making the attempts of assassination even easier. Fortunately, most of the Crucible pawn scum doesn't know about the true potentials of these loose-fitting slacks, so furthering the disinformation about them shouldn't be difficult. Do not let the common folk know that with the Gemini jesters, I am able to also get an exact location of my opponents through walls from using the damage numbers that appears from the blinding effect. Similarly, be sure to obfuscate the fact that with this same blinding damage, it can be used to prevent reses in 3s or heavy pickups in 6s. Now listen here, you quick-tempered twit. I know that these details may be harder for you to hide, but I know that a man of your comprehension and stubbornness can appropriately confound the masses. All of these details already prove the lethality of the build, but I have yet to discuss the true stupidity and sheer power of what the combination of these items do with one another. The entirety of this build grants the user the ability to stay off the radar for the majority of all engagements. Of course, one could use the Gemini Jester's dodge with the invisibility of top tree Night Stalker to easily grant a brief period of invisibility. But comboing that with the bow, swapping into Rat King, allowing for the follow-up kill from said Rat King to similarly grant further invisibility. And by God, if my RNG was better than that of stepped-on piles of dog feces, I could also get full health regeneration from the Rat King because of its catalyst. If I had it! Altogether, the wielder can chain not only quick bursts of damage at every range, but also invisibility as well. Once the rabble discovers the ludicrously synergistic power of this build, it may be more difficult to get them off of it than it was to get the hunters off of Arkstaff when Assassin's Cowl worked with a super. So, it is in our best interest to never let the public hear about this build to begin with. Do not let it be known that the Rat King has an optimal 0.6 time to kill just by itself. The bow also does enough damage to allow a Guardian to finish their opponent with a melee in close quarters. So turn players off to the idea by recommending they stick to their shotguns like the uncreative primates that they are. The positive notion of this build is that you have no need for special ammo, and should you be swarmed and gunned down by those arboreal bastards, you will not have any ammunition for them to fiddle fart with. Of course, your main objective is not to die in the first place. So, use your smoke bomb melee of top tree to pull a fast one on those lobotomized monkeys. While you may remain off radar, the smoke will ping them elsewhere, leading them to an opportunity to put them down like Lenny in Of Mice and Men. Tell them about the Jade Rabbits, George. You can dissuade the common folk from utilizing this build by reminding them that it is Top Tree Night Stalker. The fact that the super is generally quite shite will provide enough reason to be a turn-off. Do not encourage the use of the surprise attack mod, as they do not need to recognize the borderline permanent state of kill clip it provides on the Rat King while you are charged with light. It is unfortunate to hear about the upcoming changes to Stasis, though think of this change as an opportunity. The hindrances will bring people back to more staple and familiar classes, one in which the likes of you and I can easily exploit. As long as we take advantage of the systems in place, our schemes will continue to thrive. Chin up, old boy. We have more work to do. Your friend, Archibald Multitool VII.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? It is I, Crit Magnet, the guy who voices both Archibald and Reginald in this series made by TDT. Make sure, if you haven't already, that you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It really helps them out. Make sure to click the little bell icon too. If you are interested in supporting the channel further, you can check out TDT at their Patreon, linked in the description below, and they also have a Twitch channel that you can follow. With the recent popularity of the Archibald and Reginald videos, we would like to invite the community to get involved. In future videos, we intend to have comments made by the viewers to be read in the outro in Archibald or Reginald's voice. We hope that this may be a fun thing to do, so we will see how it goes for the next one. Bless your faces, deuces.